Hi everyone, so we've given this its little shakedown drive today, and I had every intention of just going nice and gently, giving it a little run out, basically just make sure everything was working and everything was hunky-dory. However, yeah, I sort of failed to restrain myself, and as nothing's been set up in terms of the slipper, I got carried away and found that this thing could really fly down the back straight, and you could just crank on the brake pretty hard and it was flying. It was going pretty well. It's very, I can't get it low enough. I know there's no battery in, but even without that, I can't get it quite low enough. It wants to be a little bit lower. But this was just a preliminary run today. Everything was absolutely fine. I did lose one of the front shocks where the little E-clip goes on top of the piston. That had come off, and I didn't realise until someone had pointed out that this shock, it was just flapping around. This one was all nice. But what do we think we've done? Well, those of you that know my history with Kyosho, and the very first time I run my JJ Ultima, again, it was just too hard and aggressive. Not having the slipper set correctly. I think I've stripped the rear diff. So this comes with ball diffs, which is absolutely great for off-road. So if you've got Astro, wet Astro, grass especially, which is what I race on, yeah, they're absolutely great. But for carpet, gear diffs are ideal. I have put a gear diff into the Ultima. It has actually just come back out because I've been running a 3D printed part that is up to the job, working. Obviously on the Ultima, the slipper's set up and it's got the upgraded pads as the old ones needed replacing. So what I'm going to do, pull the diff out of the back on this, and I'll probably pull the front one as well, because we are going to make this a long wheelbase. So I may just get this ready to be made into a long wheelbase, seeing as I've got to rip all the back end apart. But I'll rip it all apart and then we'll jump back in. Right, we have the gearbox pulled apart. We have the whole car pulled apart. And just like I thought, it's just ripped all the teeth out. Yeah, focus. There. So basically, I've measured that. That's like 3.5 mil. So it's basically, this counter gear is metal, and that's all that's actually running on the rear diff. Obviously your belt pulls around there, goes around that, so none of that is helping it. It's just purely, this is all just getting driven on. Obviously your front diff is identical to your rear diff, so worst case scenario, put your front diff in your rear diff, it will keep you going. But yeah, you do need to run the slipper, get it loose, tighten it up. Like I said, I was braking hard, had a 10.5 in it, and I hadn't adjusted the slipper, but it is a bit of a pain adjusting the slipper on this. But that's, yeah, I'm not overly impressed with that. I had the same issue with my Ultima. A nice solution for the Ultima, if you want to keep your ball diff, Lee Broadhurst has got these made up. They're a lot stronger. They have been tested. So I've got one of these to go on at the moment in my Ultima. I've got a 3D printed, pretty much identical to this, and that's still going. So yeah, they are looking into doing this plastic part in this nylon Derlin. I can't remember what it's called now, but I'll put a link to LBRC, Lee Broadhurst Racing Components. I'll put a link in the description. So if you are after one of these for your JJ Ultima, or if you've got a a ball diff in your Ultima, this will be a worthy upgrade. It will keep you going a lot more than the standard one will if you're a hard aggressive driver, especially if you're on carpet. But if you are on carpet, I'd probably say go with the gear diff. So obviously, if you get the normal mid or the Coswork edition, that comes with gear diffs. It's just this World Replica one that comes with ball diffs. I love the ball diffs purely for the fact that I'm pretty much always on grass. It's just in winter we do have to go on indoors on carpet. So yeah, so chassis and top deck, I'm going to be getting a long wheelbase kit. It was a nice car to drive, just very twitchy. I don't like a twitchy car, so the longer wheelbase will just calm it down a little bit. And yeah, so hopefully in a couple of weeks time it will all be put back together. Longer wheelbase, so we're going to need a new belt. Oh, while we're on that, it was clicking as well. We had, is that on its maximum? I think I did its maximum, but it was still clicking under braking and under acceleration. It was just clicking ever so slightly. Obviously your slipper would help a little bit with that, but yeah, a lot of people go for, I can't remember what it is now, but you can find the part number. It's basically one tooth shorter, so that it's just this belt but one tooth shorter, and that means that you can run your belt tensioner down a couple of turns, so it gives you that adjustability. But yeah, long wheelbase kit's coming, so I'll do a video getting it all rebuilt up as a long wheelbase, compare it against the normal one. But yeah, the dogfight didn't arrive due to flooding issues. Deliveries haven't been arriving to and from the shop that I've got mine ordered with. So that will be with me soon, I believe, and I'll be running that in a couple of weeks time when we're next back racing. But yeah, all pulled apart, all the bits there ready to go. I'm going to see if there's upgraded pads for the slipper as well. I've got them in my Ultima, not that you can see, but yeah, I ran this today and this was going absolutely great. Tyres are still, I like to change the rears because the rears were pretty much bald, but yeah, happy with the Ultima. It's I think we qualified fourth in the final, came first, so had a really good couple of battles between us all. Chappie, who qualified in pole, I managed to catch up with him, put him under a bit of pressure. He had a bit of a nasty crash, broke his Dave Cobra, but yeah, we're obviously on a 13.5 in the Ultima now, ready for the Euro Masters. But that's it for now. So just a little word of warning. Make sure you get your slipper loosened off to avoid that happening. But as soon as something becomes available, I'll give you a shout. But I know I've been chatting to Lee, and there is something in the pipeline that'll be similar to this, but obviously going to have the gate in there for the belt. But yeah, fingers crossed it comes soon. Right, cheers guys.